Hello there. Well, it's October and it's only a few days to the end of the trout fishing season, and I'm going to have a fish with a spinning rod. In October, certain sections of the river we're allowed to spin, mainly to remove some of the stockfish that are put in. They put in a few stockfish. They're triploids, so they can't breed with the wild trout, which we look after and very carefully put back. But the stockfish, we can keep those. Now the river's quite high, but it's coloured, but it's clearing. Actually, perfect conditions really. I'm using a little Mepps spinner, quite light one, and I'm using a braided line, which is not everyone likes it because it can tangle, but it's extremely light, and when it's working well, it delivers a very light spinner in just the right place. The other advantage to this line is it's very, very strong, and on a river like this there are lots of snags, and you do need something that's a bit stronger, especially when you're spinning. Spinning's not my preferred way of fishing. I'd much rather fly fish, but I like to do it once a year at least, if only to keep up my my skill of trying to cast a little lure without getting snagged up on the other bank. I will be doing more spinning on another river during the winter, probably for pike and perch, but that's a different river altogether. Whoops, I missed another one. The little fish just came out. I don't know why I've got that bright red piece of clothing on, because certainly not very camouflaged. I certainly wasn't thinking when I put that on this morning. The conditions are rather nice today. It's a very late autumn really. The trees have hardly turned at all. I think that's our changing climate. We're ending up with like two seasons, just a sort of a summer season and a winter season. The autumn and spring seem to be disappearing. Now that wasn't a bad cast. I'm getting a little bit better. I haven't got long today, but there's one thing about fishing: you can just do a few hours and then go home. That wasn't a bad cast again. I think I must have repeated that one, so I was rather pleased with it. I think I've taken the barbs off the treble hook. I do that with all my spinners. Oh, this is an overhead one. Oh, wow, yes, quite nicely placed there. Whoops, another fish came out then, just knocked it. I'll move upriver a little bit. You can see this river is flowing very nicely today. Now I tried to cross the river at this point, but it was just a bit too deep for my Wellington boots, so I decided to stay on this side of the river. Well, this looks quite a nice run here, and not a bad cast. And I've got one on at last. Well, this will probably be the last trout of the season. Won't need to get the net wet because I can just beach it on this grassy patch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please click a like or maybe subscribe. Now there's the last trout of the season. Goodbye.